Hello mermaids and barnacle boys, my name is SpongeDrew, and welcome back to another video. And we are back once again with our book, SpongeBob Saves the Day. In the last video we looked at one story which, if I remember correctly, it was SpongeBob to the Rescue. If you haven't, checked out that video yet, I would recommend, going at this one first, and then, coming back here and reading the rest, which is The Great Patty Capper and Legends of Bikini Bottom. This story was actually a lot of fun to read, and learned a life lesson about recycling. But with that being said, we must move forward, and let's see, just not to spoil everything here. And so yeah, right here we stopped right here in the last book. This is going to be part 2, so let's see how long this will be. This one is, see right here, it's pretty long story, so I think just make up time because these are kind of long. So for this one, this will be part 2, so we'll read The Great Patty Capper, which is obviously based off the actual episode, I think by the same name, but I could be wrong. And then in part 3, which will be the final part, we will look at Legends of Bikini Bottom. But with that all being said, let's move on to the story. The Great Patty Capper, adapted by Rebecca David, based on the screenplay by Casey Alexander, Zeus Kavras, Stephen Banks, and Dana McKell, illustrated by Stephen Reed. I apologize if I mispronounce those names. It was a very special day for Mr. Krabs. "SpongeBob, me boy, I have something important to tell you," he said. "What is it, Mr. Krabs?" SpongeBob asked. "I finally found a way to keep Plankton from stealing me secret Krabby Patty Formula," Mr. Krabs replied. "I've sent it far, far away where he'll never be able to find it." "That's great, Mr. Krabs," SpongeBob said. Then he frowned. "But we just ran out of Krabby Patties and we need the formula to make more." Tartar sauce," Mr. Krabs grumbled. "The formula's all the way on the opposite side of the ocean." "I'll get it, Mr. Krabs," SpongeBob said. Send me. I won't let you down. This is a very, very important mission, boy. The formula is in a safe deposit box in the ocean's largest and safest bank, and way far out Townville," Mr. Krabs explained. He pulled out a key from his pocket. This is the key to the box. Guard it with your life, SpongeBob." "Aye, aye, sir," SpongeBob said, determined to do his best. Later that day, SpongeBob and Patrick boarded the Oceanic Express to go to way far out Townville. Little did they know that Plankton was following them. "Remember, Patrick," SpongeBob said, "this is an important mission. Keep your eyes open for any suspicious characters." SpongeBob and Patrick walked through the train to the dining car. "Hey, SpongeBob, does that guy look suspicious to you?" Patrick whispered. I think he might be spying on us." SpongeBob chuckled. Patrick was staring at his own reflection. Relax, Pat. I don't think he will give us any trouble," SpongeBob replied. A man walked up to them. "I'm sorry, but the dining car is closed," he said in a sneering way. But we haven't even heard the specials yet," SpongeBob said. "No, the dining car is over for you. You must leave," the man snapped. He grabbed SpongeBob and Patrick and tossed them out of the dining car. "Well, that was certainly suspicious," SpongeBob exclaimed. Patrick, we'll have to find a safe place to store this for the night." He reached into his pocket for the key, but he couldn't find it. "The key! It's gone!" he yelled. Just then, SpongeBob spotted Plankton. Plankton, you stole the key, he said. I've got it. I just got here. I couldn't have stolen it yet. Excuse me, Plankton said with an evil grin. I don't believe you. Search him, Patrick, SpongeBob ordered. Patrick lifted Plankton up and shook him upside down. He's clean, Patrick said. Then someone else on this train must have stolen the key, SpongeBob said. SpongeBob and Patrick called the police and rounded up the suspects. I think I know who did it, SpongeBob said. Mr. Police Chief, I submit to you the nanny. Search the baby's diapers and you'll find the key. The police chief searched and found a stolen diamond in the baby's diaper. Great job, Mr. SquarePants. You nabbed the infamous Jewel Triplets gang, the inspector said. If they didn't do it, then it has to be the butler, said SpongeBob. The butler always commits the crime. Shake him down. When the police revealed that the butler had been wearing a mask, the cops exclaimed, "It's Orangeade Ruffy. He's an international fugitive wanted for stealing more than $75,000 worth of Sam sandwiches. Thank you, Mr. SquarePants." You're welcome. But what about the key? I failed Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob wailed. Don't worry. I'll turn up, Patrick replied as he pulled something out of his pocket and began to pick his teeth with it. Patrick, that's the key. Where did you find it? SpongeBob asked. Oh, I found it when I was cleaning your shorts earlier, Patrick answered. Oh, SpongeBob said sheepishly. With the key found, SpongeBob and Patrick settled down for a nap. Would you mind scooching over, SpongeBob? Patrick asked. I can't even move my eyebrows. I'm trying, Patrick, but it's really cramped. This isn't exactly Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob said. Suddenly, Plankton popped up from the undercovers. Need more room? He asked, opening the window. Maybe I can help. What a cool view, Patrick said. Have a better look, said Plankton. Then he pushed SpongeBob and Patrick right out of the window. So long, and thanks for the key. What are we going to do, SpongeBob? Patrick asked. Follow the train, said SpongeBob. They ran after the train until they came to the edge of a cliff. The train pulled away from them and followed the tracks into a canyon below. Uh-oh, what now? Patrick asked. Not to worry, Patrick. I have an idea, SpongeBob said. He grabbed Patrick and jumped off the cliff. Oh! Patrick screamed. But SpongeBob just smiled as he flopped and flapped and changed into a shape of a hang glider. They soon landed safely on the roof of the train. SpongeBob and Patrick climbed down into the train. They chased Plankton from one car to the next. You won't get away with this, Plankton, said SpongeBob. Finally, SpongeBob and Patrick chased Plankton all the way to the front of the train. All right, Plankton, end of the line, SpongeBob cried. Maybe for you, Plankton replied as he quickly unhinged the engine from the passenger cars. Uh-oh, Patrick, we've got a big problem, SpongeBob said. We're on a runaway train. Quick, look around. There has to be a way to stop this thing, SpongeBob told Patrick. Patrick stared at the control panel. He found a lever labeled brake. Don't worry, SpongeBob. I'll save us, he said. Patrick grabbed the lever and jerked it back and forth until it broke. He proudly showed SpongeBob the broken handle. "Patrick, you broke the brake!" SpongeBob cried. "It told me to," Patrick replied. The train kept speeding down the tracks, and SpongeBob and Patrick were helpless to stop it. It buzzed through a train station and looped through the dreaded twisted treadles. Trestless? I think I can't talk sometimes. Meanwhile, Plankton sneaked into the way far out Townsville bank. He used the key to open the safe deposit box. "At last, my day of triumph has come," he said. As he picked up the Krabby Patty Formula, a voice called out, "Just a minute, Plankton." Mr. Krabs stepped out from the shadows. Mr. Krabs stepped out from the shadows. "Did you really think I would have planned it for you?" Plankton sighed as he handed over the formula. "Just keep it warm for you, Krabs." Suddenly, they heard a rumbling sound. "Clunk, clunk, 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 clunk." What was that noise?" Mr. Krabs asked. When he turned to look, Plankton swiped the formula. "Checkmate, Krabs. I win," Plankton cried. All of a sudden, a train smashed through the wall of the bank. SpongeBob and Patrick had arrived just in time. SpongeBob hopped down from the train and took the Krabby Patty Formula from Plankton. "Good job, boy," Mr. Krabs said. "You saved the day." SpongeBob replied proudly, "I refuse to fail, sir." And that is it for the Great Patty Capper. And in the next video, we'll look at Legends of Bikini Bottom. So clearly that oh, sorry, I can't speak. Let me get some water real quick. So clearly that, story right there was based off of, the episode, I think by the same name. Still good, story. Of course, it was a little, shorter with, rest reading and whatnot. If you actually compare the actual story from here and the episode, you can see, the differences. But it's still a really good story nonetheless. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, videos in the future like this, then be sure to click the subscribe button today. Click that bell notification so you'll stay notified when I make new videos. Like the video, comment what you think of it. Share with your friends, family, and people who love SpongeBob or love reading books like these. And with that being said, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.